Hi guys, welcome to my channel, the Flaming Fords, and today we're going to show you the MID multi-information display on this 2019 ES350 and how to adjust some settings. Alright, here we go. This is your MID window right here in the instrument cluster. This is where you're able to change your settings and change your information of what you see. If you scroll sideways, those are your columns on top. I'll go to the next column. That's your audio off column or audio column. If you have the radio playing, it'll show up in there. Your cruise or lane keep assist column. The messages column, so display any messages or alerts. And that's your settings column. This is where you could change your settings for pre-collision, meter, vehicle settings, and so on. Okay, back to this is your control button. This is how you move, scroll forward, left, right, up or down. So we're gonna scroll down while it's on the info tab, and then it's gonna change. You can see this is the range of miles that's left, how many miles you have left on that tank of fuel you have left. And this is your eco tab, eco indicator. If you're in eco mode, this will show your driving. This is the tire pressure display. A lot of people always ask me, how to get to this. This is how you do it. If you leave it on the tire pressure display and you'll turn the car off, start it right back up, it'll still stay on the tire pressure right there. And then that's the end menu, which is blank if you don't want to see anything. And then one more time down and you'll go right back to the top. So that's your information tab. Now if you scroll sideways, we're gonna go to the music audio tab. Go sideways, audio. See, we're going sideways on the button all the way to the settings tab. Over here you have the vehicle settings. If you press the OK button in the middle, you'll enter into it, and this will allow you to change a few settings. That first settings right there is your lane departure alert settings. As on this side you can see, this is where you have the lane departure button, which you could press that. You're able to turn it on and off from here as a shortcut instead of going into the menu, but not the vehicle settings, but into this menu. We'll see later on where that is. This allows you to set your sway warning. The sway warning is while you're driving down the street, if the car is swaying too much, in case you're intoxicated or something and it keeps swaying between the lanes, this is the warning that will be alerted. This is the settings right here that adjusts that. You could have it a standard setting. The warning, you could turn it on and off. If you don't want it to detect that, you turn it off. And sensitivity, you have standard, low, or high. So depending on how much you're swaying in the lane, if you set it on high, it'll detect it much faster, which will cause an alert and a message to pop up on your screen. This is where that setting is set. And that's your lane departure alert. It's the sensitivity setting. It's on standard currently. And so you go back to the menu button and you press the back button. You'll come out of that, and then we could scroll down to the next one. Scroll down on the menu button. Yep. And then you go to the next one, next option. And this one is the blind spot monitor. There's a few settings in here you could change or set. This, you could set the sensitivity for the blind spot monitor and the brightness in your mirror. As you can see, the icon right here, if you could barely see it, it's right there. Right there, right in the corner. That will light up when you're driving if somebody's in your blind spot on that driver's side. And then that's just the brightness of the light to tell that. And we could go down to the sensitivity setting. So you have a few options. We get in here and see if I can get a better view, better focus. Trying to zoom in here. There we go. You can see the little green icons. That's low settings, very sensitive, high settings, and pretty much medium setting right there. That tells you how much, how fast it'll detect somebody in your blind spot. And we go down to the next setting, which is the road sign assist setting. This will detect the road signs on the streets while you're driving. So pretty much your speed limit signs. This is where we detect it. And if you have an alert on it, it'll pop up in your cluster while you're driving. You could have an excess speed setting, which will, if it detects a road sign, and say the speed limit is 30 miles an hour on it, you could have a setting in here that will notify you if you go over the speed limit. You could set it to no notification, visual only, where it'll just show up on your cluster, or you could do visual and audio, which it will give you audio beep if you go over the limit, speed limit, and also the visual aid in the cluster. So you would go to the notification level now. This is where you could set how many miles over. When it detects that speed limit sign, if you want it to alert you if you go 1 mile over it, 3 miles over it, or 5 miles over it, this is where it would do that. You would do that, and it will give you a alert if you go over the speed limit by this amount of speed miles per hour. Okay, and next we're gonna go back and see the other ones for other signs. So it detects any other signs. If you want it to alert, if it detects a stop sign or any other sign, then it would give you an alert. And this next option is the TPWS, which is the tire pressure warning system. In here you could change a few settings. If you have another set of wheels, so you have a summer set of wheels or a snow tire set of wheels, and you want to change it over, this is where you'd come to just change your wheel set. So you change the wheels on your cars and you come here and you'll switch over to that set of sensors or wheels. And that's your tire pressure wheel sensor set. And next is the scheduled maintenance. This is where when your maintenance light comes on, this is where you come to reset it. After you did this part, this mostly comes on when you need to like rotate or some services are set. Or if you're, yeah, most likely a rotation, tire rotation, you come here and reset it if it wasn't reset. And the next one is the oil maintenance light. If your oil maintenance light comes on after your oil change, usually every 10,000 miles, you'd come here and go to yes to reset data, and it'll reset it and clear that light off of your alert. That would usually pop up in your alert window that we saw earlier. Yeah, for the oil maintenance light. And then that's it. That's pretty much those for vehicle settings. That's pretty much it for the vehicle settings menu. Now we're all the way at the bottom of the menu, as you could tell by the bar. If we scroll down one more, we'll go to the top of the menu, which will show you the lane center assist. This is where you could turn it on and off. Where lane center would be that the vehicle would try to stay in the center of the lane instead of veering to either the left or right while driving down in their lane. Steering assist, could turn this on and off. This is where it could help if you're veering off to one side of the lane for the car to automatically steer back into the lane to prevent your car from running off the road. That would be your steering assist. Alert, This is just alert for your steering wheel to vibrate, or an audio alert. This is where you could change that and turn it on and off. Sensitivity. This is where you could change the sensitivity for your lane keep assist. PCS. This is where you could turn your pre-collision on and off. And in here you can still adjust the sensitivity of your pre-collision. Blind spot monitor, this is where you could turn that on and off. And as before I had told you, you could also turn it on and off from the button on the steering wheel over there. The PKSA, that's your parking system assist. This is where you could turn your parking system assist on. This is where you get those audible beeps when you're parking. And so you turn it on and off right there. And also your RCTA, which is your rear cross traffic alert. This is what alerts you when you're backing out of a parking spot. If any vehicle is coming up on either side of you, left or from the right, it'll give you an alert that something is coming. And that's your audio volume for that alert. PKSA, that stands for your parking system assist. This is what assists you while parking. If you're trying to park, it'll automatically brake if you're getting too close to another car. Instead of hitting it, it'll automatically brake and prevent a collision. That would be the PKSA. This is where you could turn that on and that feature on or off, so it doesn't automatically brake or anything like that while you're trying to park the vehicle. And the next one would be the units on the system. This is where you could change your units from miles to kilometers. If you don't want to see miles on your cluster, you could change it to kilometers. If you live in Canada, then you'd put it to kilometers and miles. Next we go back and could scroll down and go to the meter settings. Yes, this is where you could change your language. It has 3 language settings. You could change English, French, or Spanish. Another settings for units. This is where you could change it to kilometers or miles. Next, you could change the speed meter. This is where you could change your speedometer from the analog or to have an analog or digital look. So you change it. That's the analog look. You press OK. Press OK again. That goes back to the digital look. Drive info 1. These are driver information that comes up in your information section, where they remember where with the tire pressure and all that was. Yeah. This is the drive info. You could set which one to have in info 1 or in information 2. You could have the distance range or average speed. You have the option of setting those from here. Now you come back out and we'll go back to the information tab. And you see that's where it's the information 1, and that's where the information 2 would be. Those are what those settings back there in meter settings would change on this display. And there you have it, folks. That's it. Hope you enjoy. Hope it was informational. Don't forget to subscribe and comment below. If you guys need any videos on anything else, just leave me a comment. Okay. Bye. Thank you.